PAB Board Meeting. Sorry for the delay. Technical difficulties. That's all. Start with welcome and welcome everybody online and in person. Introduction to the board.
Good evening, Arlene Brown. I'm the Alliance of Hawaii, and I'm so glad you all could spend the time.
John, she doesn't think the mic's on. Mic's on. You just
We'll start off with the meeting minutes. Jerry, leave that for a couple ago. I'll put them in front of us. Any additions to questions to the minutes from our last meeting?
Chairman, since there are no addition as directed by the rule that we accept the minutes as presented.
All in favor of approving the minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. This is outside of my.
Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Let me try that.
Next on our agenda.
It's at 80. I'll turn it up. It's at 100 now.
Short report, staff completed 3 days of training this
Is it
week
better?
as we need to complete the trainings that are required by the.
Hello?
charter. So we're getting through those and for the next one. And in front of you, board members, you have.
Yeah, I don't know. What can I do?
We have a status update. Well, the first page is the end of April, and the second page is as of today. So it looks like we're getting, about one complaint or one calling for the calling for that's for that, so that is good providing. And the other thing is we're going to start interviews for one of the attorney positions for the investigative unit on Monday. That's exciting. Well, thank you so much for this ask. It's wonderful. It's okay. Can we put them on our website or Facebook page or something? I'm sure we probably do. Probably there's an answer to that. Certainly we have that. Yeah.
Another question for in regards to the normal naked, yeah, hopefully you can get this up a bit and I'll get on the site. When it comes to the pending COVID cases, our rule cases, I'll be put something on already. The pending close are those ones that 4% are out of their 4% are
Yeah, I don't have that breakdown.
For, and we talked about this at the last meeting, request for information. At the end of April, we had 53 that we're waiting for more information that the staff has requested. We're up to 57. I think at the last meeting we talked about the time frame for getting information back was averaging in 49 days. Is that we still longer time frame?
So the 49 days was when the agency first opened and started, since Captain Sweatman's been in between, we used to have. And it's also, the time, usually the some request is responded to within a few days. This also represents how many requests have been put out and waiting for this information to come back. So maybe a third or fourth request.
Time frame for the turnaround time for that meeting, regarding getting requested for.
So this, I think it's still, if it's a third or fourth request, it still takes some time.
Their report. For some of our new business that's coming up, just that a little bit later, we for regards to getting something to the board to review. I do want to talk about we are in budget season. Huge report, the staff done a really good, excellent job doing reports to city council earlier in the month. You know, what's needed right now, what's needed in the future in regards to our budget, and to our needs and work that's gone on in the office. There's been a lot of good work that's happened. And even more with Sherry, even more board and work that was starting before that and you know, escalated since the prior executive director. You know, there is not been a goal in the budget yet. We can proposal out in regards to what our funding will be. Potential funding will be for the next fiscal year. There's been some, you know, lack of clarity on what we have access to in regards to our budget. But it often happens around budget time when things are not, you know, always clear with what proposal, what is actually available, what's expected. You know, I've said at every board meeting that, you know, we started this discussion. I expect us to have access and be able to get the same funding that we got last year, which is $5 million. Sherry's plan that she put together was also, you know, with council that we needed immediately. But as you know, the past year we've had budget appropriated. We have to be able to access all the money. And I don't see any reason that's changed. And using this year as a base year, which I think would be a lot better year than last year in regard to that, to work with the agency to see where our true budgeting, true numbers should be in the future. I think it should make fiscal sense and good policy sense. Everybody, we have a board as we have on the board, and in the community to continue as councils clearly fund us still at the $5 million a year. You know, we're starting off with you know, increased numbers than we are where we are right now. But as we eventually, not too quickly, but eventually this year get to our executive director and but as we get to our new leadership later in the year, and as we continue to grow, I don't want, the community wouldn't want us to have to continue to fight and ask for resources that have already been appropriated and obviously there. We may not need all $5 million, but I want our work to determine that, not something that is not determined off the work of the agency and the work of the staff and the needs of the community. So this discussion that we're continuing to have with council, I encourage the community to have those discussions with council, and you know, we're very clear we expect to have and hope to have, and the community wants us to have the funds same as last year that will be available to us. And that's clear that that's available to us. And as we do the work that is needed and show the work that community and council expects, we'll be able to have access if needed to, you know, use those resources to do the work of the agency. Also, in regards to my staff report, I do want to again thank the staff for the good work that they're doing. We'll get another milestone later tonight in regards to some of our work. And this is something that's been, a long time coming. And in regards to our policy work and our investigative work, our outreach work, the staff has been working really hard and doing a really good job in regards to moving along with the community as needed. Hopefully people are able to see that from our meetings and the work that we've been presenting and we'll continue to present tonight. Also, bringing our new board members. We have 2 openings on the board right now. Unfortunately, the passing of Dr. Harrison, that's a recent opening. And also filling the South District seat from Reverend Nicola, which we're hoping to get filled during City Council later this month. I'm really looking forward to working with a full board, which we haven't had in a very long time. Pretty much most of my time as chair, we haven't had a full board. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to us, the community, able to have an agency that is fully staffed, which we want to get to. And right now we're about to have a full board, which is also important. But we also need, the staff and resources here to do the work that is needed. Any questions from my chair before we get to? All right, committee report, training, staff. I know I've been doing a lot of training this month, a lot of all-day meetings, all-day trainings. In regards to the training required by the charter, and the city has been helping them with getting those. They are scheduled and they've been going through. We've had trainings also with the board where there was a lack of clarity between what we needed to get trained on and not clarity, but how our training wouldn't be the same as the staff. So we are working with the city in regard to getting clarity and being on the same page. The training that we do with the board, part-time volunteer board, as opposed to all-day training that many other trainings the staff use that they go through to be able to support our work in the board. So we will still be having trainings again, next month and all throughout. But we are working as getting some clarity on where our board trainings are. That are making sure they're prioritized for the work that the agency is expecting us to do and the community is expecting us to do. A search committee. Eventually, we're gonna, Sherry's our intern, and we are going to be putting together a process to get our executive director that will be our full-time permanent executive director later in the year. So that is starting to happen, but right now we are, in the beginning stages of that. Anything for old business?
Yes, just a couple of things. Our billboards are up, and we're inviting the public to review them. Our information will be in the libraries and various places as to how you're able to contact the board and put in a complaint if necessary. So please, let us hear from the community. Along with that, not everything that the police office is doing are bad. And so we like to hear about the good, those that are actually holding up the banner. And we would like to see model so that we can say, this is what we're looking for. All of us want the same thing, a safe Rochester. Safety in Rochester reimagined, and we are well on our way with this agency.
Yes, I did have one question. I know the disciplinary matrix has been approved, it's been submitted. Are we expecting a response from the chief in 30 days? Or what do you think we are in the process for as getting their buy-in and their adjustment?
We've already gone through the process of giving them opportunity to have buy-in. That will cover off people that our agencies, that head in. But if the chief comes with anything else that he wants us to look at, we can easily, bring that to the board and through Sherry and make those adjustments. So there isn't, it's open conversation of any changes that they want to happen. If when we do our reviews and we do recommendations, the ASCII has to get back to us within 30 days on their specific time frame on that. But now the matrix has been passed, we'll be using that for our reviews, and We're open to, that's something we can always change or adjust for the better. Thanks. Here.
Thank you. You have in front of you, you had mailed out to you the data transparency proposal for change. And this has been reviewed several times and it was reviewed in a training session. And so probably know it by heart. And so it's in your notebooks. Those are notebooks who didn't know that you want. Does anybody have one? This is more. So, John is here if you have questions about it, but it's been around for a bit of time and it's new to the new board members. And when we had the board training, there was feedback, there was other information that was shared, and it's highlighted in there to show that Sarah James, who worked so hard on this, has included that. And John is here if you have a question.
All right, so let's make a, motion to approve the data transparency report.
Second.
All in favor? Well, I'd like to thank staff, especially Sarah, for the lead on this, and all the team. This is really good work. Looking forward to engagement, in regards to addressing the issues that have been brought up here and opportunities. But this is really excellent work for the team, and I appreciate the back and forth we had with the policy team and with Sarah and the support is a revolutionary work.
So I don't have any more old business. So new business, we won't be doing it here, but we have 2 cases that will be reviewed by the panel, and we'll do that in the executive session. And we have our secretary here who will present those to the panel before we go into the president.
Been a long time coming.
Yes, pass that mic. Doesn't want to add on to that there. I appreciate Sherry's professional and even field description of something I want to jump up and say, finally, we are here with being able to do a review, because obviously the court case is not decided in our different areas powers yet. That still in state courts, but we are getting tonight a review panel, which we may have 3 of our board members that will start the process of looking at recommendations from our staff on cases that come before this board and coming to the agency and now to us for a recommendation back to the police chief. This is what people have been waiting for. This is starting. This is going to be the first of other cases, many cases that this board and boards in the future will be reviewing. So I really appreciate the work. I appreciate the effort that it took to get here. This is not been an easy road, obviously, and there's been more than a few bumps and some bruises that a lot of us have gone through. The people that are no longer here at the agency that helped get us to this point, I want to thank them also. A lot of people put time and effort and energy into us getting to this point, from voters, from activists, from elected officials to our staff, current and former, so as to finally have a point of having, under the auspices of the law, voted on by the citizens, the opportunity to review at this point cases and do recommendations back to our police chief. So again, the charter explained, how much of that process works. And again, we don't have disciplinary power yet, so it's a little bit different than what's in there, but we will be doing a review, a panel, and getting recommendations back to the chief. And eventually there will be a public accounting from us on our recommend on that process. But again, I want to thank Sherry and the staff for getting up to this point. Any other new business? I'd like to make a motion to move to executive session to discuss the legal litigation, just the hiring for specific position. All in favor of moving to executive session? Yeah, we're not taking any votes, so you won't miss anything in executive session if you don't want to stick around.
No votes tonight.
Did we leave or? No, we're going, we can stay here, yeah, we're going. Okay, good.
But we're not, yeah, we're not coming back to do any business.
Okay.
When we come back, we just come back and close out. We're going to executive session to discuss the various things there.
Yeah.